Hey guys, all right, we are moving on to line plots. And you're going to have to dig back into what you know about adding fractions, multiplying fractions, dividing fractions. So you're going to have to apply all that knowledge that we've done before, okay? So I'm going to walk you through, it's on page, well, you don't have your big books with you, they're at school, but I'm going to do page 371 with you so that you can do today's assignment, okay? So let's look at this together. All right. This is what we call a line plot, okay? I'm going to use this information right here. It looks a little blurry to me. There it goes, okay. We're going to use this information. We're going to plot it over here. Believe me, this part is very easy. It's extremely easy. So they started working it out for you here. So basically it wants to know how many fifths are there. All right, so let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3. So it's already figured that part out for you. All right, so 2 fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Oops, sorry. I wasn't keeping my camera on there. All right, next I'm looking for 3 fifths. All right, so let's see here. There's 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Next I'm looking for 4 fifths. All right, so I've got 1 and 2. That is the easy part. That's my line plot. So I took this information and I basically graphed it. So I have 3 1/5, 5 2/5, 3 3/5, and 2 4/5. I forgot to read this to you guys. Lily needs to buy beads for a necklace. The beads are sold by mass. She sketches a design to determine what beads are needed and then writes down their sizes. The sizes are shown below. So here's what we have, the different sizes, okay? So the first question, it's asking how many combined for a fifth? So we're looking at here right now. So what I am basically doing is I'm saying 1/5 times 3. And when I'm multiplying 3, I put 3 over 1. That equals 3 fifths. Oops, I don't know why it's so blurry. Sorry about that. So my answer is 3 fifths. Whoops. Down here, it's another question about combined. It wants to know how many for 2 fifths. So I'm going to have to do 2 fifths times. Well, how many 2 fifths do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I multiply it by 5. Remember, I put the 5 over 1. So it equals 10 over 5. All right, so what do I do with that? Well, I'm hoping you're noticing that my numerator is bigger than my denominator. So I divide, and I know it goes into a 2 equal times. So my answer is 2 grams. That's my answer. Here's another question. It's asking, what is the combined mass of all beads on the necklace? All right. So this one was asking about a certain line plot. This one right here was asking about the 3 fifths. This one right here was asking about 2 fifths. This one over here is asking about all of them combined. So basically what it's saying is, let's add them all up. Well, since all of these end in, since all of these have a denominator of 5, remember when I add and subtract, I have to have a least common denominator. Well, they all have the same denominator as 5. That makes my job easy. So all I got to do is add the numerator. So when I do that, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I have 30 over 5 because I added all of those together. So what do I do when my numerator is bigger than my denominator? I divide. And I automatically know that goes into it 6. So the total weight altogether is 6 grams. Number 4, what is the average? Sorry, that's my dog barking. Average. Now this one is a little bit different. It wants to know the total weight, which I already know is 6. I'm going to put that as a fraction. Divided by how many total? Well, I know how many there is total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 13 different bead weights. Or however I'm explaining that. So it's to be 13. And what do I do when I divide? So I'm taking the weight divided by how many total. So I know that there's the weight is 6 grams, and I know there are 13 totals of beads here. So then I do 6 over 1, and remember when I divide, I have to flip-flop this. So my answer becomes 6 over 13. That's my answer. The average weight of each necklace is about 6/13 grams. All right. So we're going to do another one like this to help you. So combined means you need to do some multiplication here. Average means you need to do some division. Okay? All right. Let's look at this one down here. Here's the easy part. It says a breakfast chef used different amounts of milk. Sorry, I got distracted. A breakfast chef used different amounts of milk when making pancakes, depending on the number of pancakes ordered. The results are shown below. So they have all these different amounts of milk. All right, so let's try to plot this. Milk and pancakes. The 1/4 cups are 1, 2. So there's 2 of them. Did I miss anything? Let me double check that. Just 2 of them. All right, so let's look at half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 3/4. There's 1, 2. Now that I've plotted my information, now I can answer the questions. Number 5, how much milk combined is used in a 1/4 cup amounts? So 1/4 cup times 2. 1/4, times 2 over 1 equals 2/4, which if I were to reduce that, that would be equal to 1/2. So my answer would be 1/2 cup. Sorry, sometimes this turns out a little blurry. I'm sorry about that. Number 6, how much combined is used in a 1/2 cup? All right, so 1/2 cup times how many in a 1/2 cup? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 6 over 1 equals 6 over 2. And you know that if my numerator is bigger than my denominator, I need to divide, and I instantly know that it's going to be 3. So it's going to be 3 cups. That's going to be my answer for that one. Number 7. How much combined is used in 3/4? Again, this makes my job very easy. 3/4 times, let me go back up here, and I have 2 of them, times 2 over 1 equals 6/4, which you know I need to do what? Well, my numerator is bigger than my denominator, so I'm going to have to divide. So 4 into 6 goes into it 1 time. 1 2/4. which gets reduced to 1.5. So my answer is 1.5. They don't give you much room to work some of these problems out. Sorry about that. All right, the next one says, how much milk is used in all the orders of pancakes? So now I'm going to have to do some adding, but guess what, guys? They all have different denominators. So I have several that have a 2 in the denominator. So let's add those together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 2. Plus, let's add the ones that have 4 in the denominators. 1, let's say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 over 4. When I add, remember you have to have a common denominator, correct? All right, so the common denominator is 4. 2 goes into 4 2 times, so I'm going to multiply 2 on both ends. So 2 times 6 is 12 over 4 plus 8 over 4, which equals 20 over 4, which if I divide, equals 5. So there's a lot of work to do here because they didn't all have the same denominator. Remember what I did? I added all the fractions that had the same denominator of 2. Then I added all the fractions that had the same denominator of 4. That's how I got 6 over 2 plus 8 over 4. And then when I add these, I have to have this least common denominator. They both go into 4. Remember how we do this? 2 goes into 4 2 times. It gave me 4. 2 times 6 gave me 12. So that's how I got that. This is a big review. Okay. Last but not least, it wants to know the average. Average is when I have to divide. This is the one time I have to divide. All right. So I know that there are a total of 5 orders divided by how many in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Divided by 10. And remember, when I divide, I have to do some flip-flopping to make it a multiplication problem. Sorry. Equals 5 over 10, which if I reduce that equals a half. So there you go. Combined, you're going to have to do some multiplication. When it wants to know total, you're going to have to do some addition. When you see average, you're going to have to do some division. And let me repeat that. Combined means you're going to have to do some multiplication. When they want total all together, you're going to have to do some addition, which means you're going to have the same common denominator. And when you find the average, you're going to have to do some division. Okay? So let me pan out so you can kind of look over this again. You're going to do the same thing today on your own practice. Please refer back to this video if you're having any troubles. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to be plotting this on your graph. So plot your information on your graph. And then combined, I'm going to do some multiplication. How many half-pound bags do I have times a half? Here I'm going to do some multiplication again. Did I say divide? Sorry. Make sure you multiply. Combine means to multiply. Half-pound bag by how many half-pound bags do you have? Combine, multiply, 3/4 times however many bags you have. Total weight. You're going to have to do some addition. Make sure you have your least common denominator. Average. Divide. Divide your total weight by how much you have in total. Down here. Plot this on your graph. Combined. I'm going to have to multiply half by however many I end up with, however many x's I have up here on my line plot. How many combined? 5/8 times however many x's I have up here on my line plot. What is the total? I'm going to have to add. I'm going to have a least common denominator though, so be careful with that. And number 9 is the average. Average, I'm going to have to do some division. Okay? So whatever my total weight is divided by how many x's I have up here. Okay? Good luck.